Hello and welcome to Impact the Borough, a podcast from the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce. I'm Brent Christensen, the President and CEO of the Chamber. Each week we'll highlight what we're doing to start and grow businesses, create quality jobs, and develop our workforce. We'll also check in with our community partners to share inspiring stories and important information from across our community. This podcast is brought to you by Truliant Federal Credit Union, a modern, mission-driven financial institution focused on the needs of its members, the businesses it serves, and our community. With 5 locations in Guilford County, including a dedicated commercial lending office at Friendly Center and a highly rated mobile banking app, Truliant makes it their business to help you grow yours. Visit Truliant.org for more information.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Sarah McGuire, and I'm the Director of synerG Young Professionals at Action Greensboro. We are a sister organization to the Greensboro Chamber of Commerce, and we're excited to be on the podcast today to talk all things synerG. I'm not alone today. I have one of my partners in crime with me here, Candace Martin. So I'd like to turn it over to her and let Candace introduce herself.
Hey, everybody. I'm Candace Martin. On my day job, I am Operations and Communications Manager for Action Greensboro, but in my fun time, I serve on synerG Executive Council, and I'm also co-chair of the Marketing Committee. Happy to be here today.
Thank you, Candace. Yeah, so Candace is a super volunteer. She gets to hang out with me both on a professional staff level, but also as a volunteer. And as she mentioned, she is a member of synerG's Executive Council. synerG is made up of a network of many passionate, inspired, engaged young professional volunteers, Candace just being one of them. And synerG is a network, an organization for Greensboro's young professionals. We invite anyone who is living or working or connected to the Greensboro area to engage with us. We provide programming and opportunities and events throughout the year that touch on all of the different pockets of things that young professionals need throughout their lives as a young professional. So we offer sessions on professional development, things that can help in the workplace. We offer a lot of social opportunities, which is great for young professionals who are new to the area and want to connect. We try to offer some volunteer opportunities and ways to be connected into our Greensboro community. And again, we invite anyone who is interested in joining to be a part of our network. synerG is here for the young professionals of Greensboro. And as Candace mentioned, we have a lot of leadership volunteer opportunities as well. So if you're listening out there as a young professional or perhaps an employer of a young professional, please encourage them to get involved. We love to have new faces at the table. But today we are here to talk about something specific that we've got coming up in just a couple of weeks. Very exciting. It is synerG's Lead Your City Summit. And Lead Your City is an annual event that synerG produces for the young professional community. We were derailed a little bit last year with the COVID-19 pandemic, but we're back on track. And that's what we're here to talk about today, is what we've got going on, what the day is going to look like, and how you, as a listener, a young professional, can get involved in the Lead Your City Summit. So as I mentioned, this is kind of a long-standing signature event for synerG. And Candace, you've been involved in synerG longer than I have. How many Lead Your Cities have you been a part of?
I've been a part since the very first one, when it was a half-day summit, and
That's
now
right,
we're at a full day. So it's been exciting to see it evolve.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it started out as a half-day event. My predecessor created this vision for this summit, and I hope that I've done her justice over the years as we've moved it along. But it's evolved really into kind of a full day of events. So tell us a little bit more about where we were last year and how we got to where we are this year.
Well, we all know last year was just that year. So we had originally scheduled Lead Your City for last March of 2020. Things happen, but here we are in a new year, and we are ready to kick it off on September 14th at 8:30. UNCG will be our title sponsor. They were going to be our sponsor last year, and luckily they have pulled through again this year and have graciously offered to sponsor this year. So we will be on the campus of UNC Greensboro.
Yay!
Go Spartans.
Yes, go Spartans.
We want everybody to be safe. So we will have limited registration this year. For attendees, we will all be distanced, masked up, hand sanitizer up, all the things that makes you covered and comfortable to get some leadership development in. And since we will be on the campus of UNCG, masks will be required, and lunch will be offered. We'll have some headshots and just a way for you to network. Last year, a lot of people, didn't get to have that social interaction, and,
That's
people
right.
need that. So we will definitely plug in plenty of time for you to connect with other young professionals.
Yes, we've been waiting so long to bring this summit back to life. We want to do it as safely as possible. I remember rewind a year and a half ago, we were originally scheduled for March 19th, 2020. And I think that was the week that everything kind of shut down in Greensboro. So that was a heartbreaker. And over the past year and a half, we've kind of toyed with different ideas about doing this virtually, or how we can present this to the young professionals here. And we're so grateful again to UNCG for hosting us and for allowing us to be on campus. And as Candace mentioned, we've got a lot of protocols in place to help attendees and staff and volunteers feel comfortable and safe during the entire day. So Candace, you mentioned there's a couple of things happening besides the normal. We've got an amazing photographer coming in, so free professional headshot. If you've been quarantining for the past year and you need a new headshot, you've got new hair or something, this is your time. Come out, get the new headshot. Vanderveen photographers. We're going to provide lunch for everyone. We're grateful that UNCG's got such amazing catering on campus. And as Candace mentioned, it really is an opportunity not only to learn, we've got some great sessions and we'll get into those later, but just to connect with people. Even if we are seeing people behind masked faces, it's still great to be able to have that person-to-person connection. So that's really what the day is about, is connecting with others, improving your leadership skills, meeting some new people, and maybe a free headshot and some lunch. So, but we're really lucky to be able to rebuild this event as we had originally planned it in March. So we had some really fantastic content planned, really great speakers. And luckily we've been able to do just a little copy and paste for the most part, and adding some new content in as well. So the theme for Lead Your City this year, which we had a wonderful volunteer committee helping us plan this throughout all of 2019 and early 2020. But the theme is going to be storytelling. And so everyone has a story, a professional story, a personal story, how those intermingle with each other and intermingle with other people's stories. And then as a larger picture, Greensboro's story. And we know that this past year and a half has probably changed everyone's lives drastically, changed our perspective, changed how we interact with people, changed what our own personal story and our personal path is. And so we want to honor the stories that everyone has lived through over the past year and a half through the content that we have during the day. And so Candace, why don't you do us the honor of introducing our keynote speaker for the Lead Your City Summit?
Well, I'll just go ahead and say, like, in my head, we are Twitter BFFs, even though like we haven't really talked, but I just love following her story. But we have a Greensboro native. She was last year's keynote speaker and has graciously agreed to be this year's keynote speaker. So without further notice, our Greensboro's very own Morgan Radford will be our keynote speaker. If you don't know, Morgan is a NBC News correspondent. She covers everything, any topic. If you follow her, you will see that she holds nothing back. She asks all of the hard questions. She goes on set and does not get shy. She is one of the best. And so we're happy to call her one of Greensboro's own. She is also a young professional. And so we are excited that she is going to come and talk about storytelling. So why not have a correspondent come and talk about storytelling? So it'll be the perfect fit. And Morgan will also be doing a Q&A while she's here. And attendees will have a opportunity to, submit questions to Morgan during or after her keynote. And we will welcome her with open arms.
Yes, it's been a long time coming. I feel like we're all BFFs with Morgan at this point, but she's been so gracious. And as Candace mentioned, she really is phenomenal on camera. She's done some incredible stories over the past year covering both the COVID-19 pandemic and the racial equity stories that have come across our entire nation. And she has got some fly outfits. If you don't follow her on social media, you need to do it. At Morgan Radford, she's always looking great. She's got just the sweetest family, and they are all over her Instagram as well. And she's, a proud Greensboro native, went to Grimsley High School. So we're super excited to have her back and to kind of kick off the day of storytelling.
Yeah, I think you can look it up. Probably she did an interview with one of her old high school teachers from Grimsley.
Yes.
I think it's on probably YouTube or her, social media.
Yes.
It's a really great story about her growing up in Greensboro and still having that relationship with a teacher.
Yes, I know back in March when we were originally planning this, a couple of her former teachers were planning to attend her keynote. So hopefully we can get them back in the room on September 14th. So if you can't tell, Candace and I and the whole team, we're very excited that Morgan will be joining us. I feel like she's a Greensboro native friend, but also kind of a superstar at the same time. So we're very excited. So she'll be kicking off our keynote, kind of setting the tone for the day for us to really think about storytelling and what that means to us. And so following her keynote, we will go into some breakout sessions, and attendees who register for Lead Your City will have their choice of breakout sessions 2 different times during the day. And I'm so grateful to all of the experts that are coming on board for the day to help lead us through those breakout sessions. We've got a professor from UNCG Online who's going to be teaching 2 sessions of ethical leadership, which is something that I think anybody can take tidbits away from to use both in and out of the workplace, regardless of what your role is. We know that there's leadership opportunity even if you are just starting in your career. So ethical leadership will be a session that's offered 2 times throughout the day. We also have a really fantastic professor from UNCG's communication department that's going to be teaching 1 session on Disney and relationships. And y'all, this is going to be such a cool session. So the whole idea behind Disney is that it has shaped everyone in America, regardless of what generation you're from, whether you're from the Snow White generation or you're into the new movies now, whatever it may be. Disney has influenced you and had some impact on your relationships and how you see yourself in relationships in your life. So we have a professor who's going to come do a really quick condensed version of that course long class that she teaches. We have Katie Marshall, who is a very close friend of synerG and a young professional who's going to be talking about the alchemy of authenticity. So what does it mean to be authentic in your workplace? We all know the old adage, just be yourself, but it's more than that. What can bringing your whole self, your authentic self in the workplace do for your career trajectory, for your relationships throughout your career? So Katie's going to be talking to us about that. We're also going to have a branding workshop talking about what you look like online on LinkedIn, especially to recruiters, which is a useful tool for all young professionals as they are climbing the ladder and navigating their own career journey. We're also going to have a Strengths Finder session. So if you've never taken the Strengths Finder test, it's a personality aptitude test where you will do some ranking and some fact finding about yourself. And then we'll have a UNCG staff member walk through your results and help you interpret those and understand what that means for you as you go into your personal life, your professional life, your life as a citizen in Greensboro. So the breakout sessions are going to be jam-packed with some good content, some takeaways that are tangible that you can start to implement the moment you walk off campus that afternoon. So in addition to the keynote, the breakout sessions, and we're also going to have a panel to end the day all about Greensboro's story. So most of the day we'll be thinking about ourselves, we'll be thinking about who we are as professionals, as citizens of the community. But at the end of the day, we want to take some time to reflect on Greensboro's story. Greensboro has been through a whole heck of a lot the past year and a half, just like we all have. And so we're hoping we can end the day with a discussion with some of the people who have really helped bring Greensboro's story to life over the past year. We're going to have some artists, some historians, some activists, and we're just going to be chatting about Greensboro's story and how we all fit into that and what that means for the larger picture. So wow, I feel like I just gave the whole summit away. So I hope that everyone's interested, because I'm getting excited just talking about it. I'm going to stop there. Candace, tell us some more details about how people can come and participate.
I kind of got sidetracked because I'm trying to figure out which breakout I want to attend now. But yes, so all this information that Sarah just shared can be found at synerG.org /LYC. Tickets are $35. Ticket sales have begun. Any questions that you have will be answered, can be answered on the website, or if not, you can definitely reach out to us at synerG, and our contact information is there as well. Our friends at Future Fund were previously having their Future Fund 10 on the same day, and so we were going to offer a ticket to their event as well that evening. But since they're pushed it to April, we will still show them some love and promote it and encourage people to attend next year. So we definitely want you to come on out. Don't wait to the last minute, because if you don't have a seat to see Morgan or, attend any of these breakout sessions, don't call us the day up. No, I'm just playing. But we will, we're very excited, and we are looking forward to Leisure City 2021.
Yes, Candace, thank you. You mentioned something so important about Future Fund. As Candace mentioned, Future Fund is another phenomenal young professional organization here in Greensboro that really focuses on cultivating Greensboro's next generation of philanthropists. And their big event, Future Fund 10 Live, which is a Shark Tank style nonprofit money giveaway event, was planned on the same day as Leisure City. They are moving their event. However, any attendee for Leisure City 2021 will still get a free ticket to Future Fund 10 Live when it happens in April of 2022. So that's another little perk that comes with your $35 ticket. And for any employers who might be listening to the podcast today, please encourage your young professional team members to attend Leisure City if they can. This is a wonderful and affordable opportunity to offer your staff a day of professional development outside the office. We know how refreshing it can be to kind of take a day away from the in and out of office life and get to meet new people and hear fresh perspectives. So please use this as an opportunity to invest in your young professional team members and support them in taking a day away from the office to attend this summit. We want them to come. The more diversity that we have within the Leisure City Summit attendees, the better the day is. So we definitely encourage any young professionals out there to talk to your employer about attending, or vice versa. If you are the employer, ask your team members, your young professional team members, if they're interested in attending. Like Candace said, we are going to have to cut ticket sales off, hard stop on Friday, September 3rd. Because of capacity restrictions, we will not be able to make any exceptions for last minute tickets. We want to be respectful of everyone's space and everyone's safety, and of course of UNCG's policy. So we will not be able to do any last minute ticket ads. We try to be flexible, but in this case, our hands are tied a little bit. So Friday, September 3rd, make sure that you have got your tickets and you're ready to roll with us on Tuesday, September 14th.
Yep. And Sarah, we cannot end this podcast without thanking our wonderful sponsors.
Absolutely not.
Who have helped make this summit possible. So UNC Greensboro, Cone Health, RHMI, ITG Brands, the Greensboro JCs, and the Greensboro Swarm. We just want to thank you so much for your support, not only of the summit, but of synerG altogether. And, just putting into the young professionals of our community and giving us this opportunity to come together to plan this summit as young professionals and just enjoy each other.
Yes, I couldn't have said it any better myself. I'm incredibly grateful for this community that synerG lives in, because we do have such great support from all of the sponsors that you mentioned. This event would not be possible without them. And I love that you just said, Candace, that this event is totally planned by young professionals. So this is a young professional event through and through, planned by young professionals for young professionals. So we're taking ownership of this, and we appreciate the investment from the community so much to be able to bring this opportunity to the young professional community here in Greensboro. So again, tickets, synerg.org/LYC, or you can check out any of our social media. It's definitely all over our social media. Ticket sales will end in just about a week on Friday, September 3rd. So mark your calendar. So that's kind of where we are with Leisure City. But while we have some active listeners, I wanted to take a moment and talk about some of the other opportunities to get involved in synerG. Throughout the year, as I mentioned at the beginning of our conversation today, we have so many opportunities to get involved, regardless of what your career path is, or whether you're an introvert or extrovert or whatever it may be. We try to offer opportunities for people across the gamut. So one great opportunity that we have that we love for people to get involved in, that's super easy to get involved in, is our Lunch and Learns. And over the past year, we've taken those to a virtual platform on Facebook Live. So you can either join in live. We usually do them around noon. And by being live with us, you can chat into the speakers and ask questions as they're presenting. However, if you can't make it during the live event, you can always go back on your own time and watch those Lunch and Learns. And those are on a myriad of different topics. We talk about personal finance. We talk about home buying. We partnered with Guilford Green Foundation last month and had a really great session on pronoun usage and why it's important, especially in the workplace. So anything that you can think of, we've covered it. But if you have any ideas, let us know. But those are all on our Facebook page, so you can go back and watch a year and a half worth of experts that we've brought in to talk about topics that you're interested in. If being social is a little bit more of your alley, I invite you to join us for our monthly On Taps. We present those in partnership with the Greensboro JCs, which is another young professional organization. And those are monthly drop-in events. It's always the second Wednesday of the month. Very low barrier. If you've never been to one before, come on out. No registration necessary. We want you to just come out and shake a few hands or elbow taps, whatever you're comfortable with, and meet some folks. We also have some kind of character leadership building events like Making Connections, where we connect young professionals to the seasoned community and business leaders for casual conversation. We've got placemaking projects. We're getting ready to work on a really cool project with a young architect, and the project is going to be called Dear Greensboro. And we're inviting people to write letters into the city of Greensboro and say, here's what I imagine Greensboro to be. Here's how we can get there. So, Candace, what am I missing? Anything that you can think of?
One thing, well, this is my marketing hat. One thing that we kicked off this year on Instagram is YP Table Talk. And this is our opportunity to introduce young artists, young activists, just young community leaders. And so we have it on Thursdays. We used to have it every Thursday, but now we're kind of switching with all the content that we have. We want to utilize it. So we'll be live the first and third Thursday of every month. But it's just a quick conversation, introducing the person, getting to know them on a personal and professional level, and just, highlighting them, because, as young professionals, we want to uplift each other. And so this gives us the opportunity to do it. I think, I don't want to say my favorite ones, but one of my favorite ones, we interviewed the owners of Seal and Sco, the new restaurant that's coming downtown. They'll be in the old 1618 downtown location. And if you're not following them, you need to, and don't do it when you're hungry, because I'm just so excited for this new local restaurant to open up. And they really have a big focus on, local ingredients and food, and, just doing things out of the box. So it's going to be very exciting, but we definitely invite you to check it out. All of them are saved on synerG's YouTube, Instagram page. So you can go back and watch that and connect with these young professionals.
Yes, kudos to Candace and her marketing team. The YP Table Talk interview series has been just such a cool opportunity to see the amazing people that are in our community. People are just doing some cool stuff. And I feel like Candace and the YP Table Talk team are just getting ahead of interviewing those people and bringing them to a bit of a public platform. There's been musicians, artists. We've talked a little bit about Parks and Rec. We've got young entrepreneurs, Seal and Go, as Candace mentioned, which is going to be phenomenal when it opens up. So Greensboro's just got some cool people, y'all, and YP Table Talk is doing a great job of chatting with them. So if you've got 10, 15 extra minutes, check that out. They're really just quick, straight to the point interviews where you get the information that you want. And then you can go on with your day. So yes, thank you, Candace, for mentioning that. So as you can hear, there are many, many different ways to get involved in synerG. We invite you to join our mailing list, become a member. You could do all that on our website. And if you feel like you are interested in taking a little bit more of a leadership role beyond just attending these events, we have 4 committees who take on new volunteers at any point during the year. It's a great way to grow your leadership skills, to do a little bit of project management. Candace would love to have you on her marketing team if you've got some marketing skills that you want to hone. So we invite you to check out all of our committees that are listed on our website as well. But again, if you are a young professional listener today, please reach out to us. We want to know who you are. And if you are not in the young professional demographic, but you know of one or you employ one, help us make a connection with the young professionals in your lives. We want to know them, and we want to invite them to be a part of our table. And we invite any young professional who's listening, again, to connect on our website, social media too. We are at synerG GSO on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter. And then you can find us on LinkedIn as well, just by searching for synerG Young Professionals. I think that's kind of it for us today. I feel like we've given you a lot of information, a lot of overview. Thank you for listening to us talk a little bit about Lead Your City Summit. We're just beyond thrilled to be able to bring this back to Greensboro this year. Thank you, Candace, so much for being here. Thank you for spending time with me as a staff member and spending time with me as a volunteer. I certainly couldn't do it without you. And thank you for joining me on the podcast today. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, and we look forward to seeing all Greensboro young professionals at Lead Your City on September 14th. Well, maybe not all because of capacity, but anyway, a good chunk of young professionals at Lead Your City. And thank you, Sarah, for your leadership to synerG. And thank you for the Chamber for allowing us this platform today.
Yes, we hope to see y'all soon. And if we don't, then maybe we'll hear you on the podcast sometime soon. Y'all have a good one.
This podcast is brought to you by Truliant Federal Credit Union, a modern, mission-driven financial institution focused on the needs of its members, the businesses it serves, and our community. With 5 locations in Guilford County, including a dedicated commercial lending office at Friendly Center and a highly rated mobile banking app, TruLiant makes it their business to help you grow yours. Visit truliant.org for more information. You can find all of our episodes on YouTube thanks to our video sponsor, North State. Make sure to subscribe so you'll get new episodes delivered to your device each week. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at GSO Chamber. See you next time.